What if I told you the most stylish K-pop animated movie of the year wasn't even supposed to be about K-pop at all, that one of its lead characters was inspired by Jennie from BLACKPINK, and the team had to walk that statement back, fast. That behind the flashy outfits, the killer soundtrack, and the glowing demon-slaying swords, there's a story about pressure, pain, and power, both on stage and off. This is K-pop Demon Hunters, and what happened behind the scenes might just shock you more than anything the Saja Boys could pull off. Welcome to K-Sweeper, where we uncover the stories beneath the spotlight. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because today we're diving deep into the demons, the idols, and the secrets they don't show you in the trailers. Let's rewind. Way before the dance practice, glowing light sticks, and demon-slaying stages, when director Maggie Kang first began shaping this story, it didn't have anything to do with music, or fame, or idols. In fact, it was rooted in something much older, the ancient spirits and rituals that once pulsed through Korean culture. She was fascinated by Korean shamans, known as mudong, who performed ceremonial dances and songs to drive away spirits and protect their communities. To Kang, these were the original performers, the first idols in a sense, though their stages were dirt and their light sticks were candles. But Kang didn't want to create another generic fantasy flick. She wanted something that felt personal and deeply Korean, so she dove into demonology, the monsters, myths, and moral chaos buried in folklore. She sketched, studied, and searched. And then, one idea struck her like a stage light. What if modern idols were descendants of those ancient warriors? K-pop wasn't the beginning, it was the bridge. That's when the entire project transformed. Instead of designing a fantasy film, Kang was building a cultural remix. A story where glitter and tradition could collide in a blaze of neon. And ironically, the thing that made the movie so memorable, K-pop, was the last thing added. Once the K-pop twist entered the picture, the film's identity snapped into place, and the stakes skyrocketed. Now, it wasn't just about mythological demons. It was about the demons we hide from our fans, the masks we wear, not just as performers, but as people. To bring this vision to life, Maggie brought in co-director Chris Applehands, best known for Wish Dragon. At first, he planned to take a break after his last project, but when he heard Kang's pitch, he dropped everything. "We're doing this," he told her. "You and I speak the same language. Story first, spectacle second." Their creative alignment was electric. The film would focus not just on fight choreography and slick production numbers, but on who these girls were behind the curtain. That's where the characters of Rumi, Mira, and Zoe were born. Each one represents a duality, a contradiction, a secret. Rumi is the elegant leader, disciplined, mature, and unshakable on stage. But offstage? She's haunted, literally. She carries a secret mark that ties her to the demon world. And no one knows, not even her groupmates. Her character is quiet thunder, a constant tension between grace and danger. Mira is tall, poised, and stylish, a fashion designer who choreographs her own sets, but she's also sharp-tongued, emotionally guarded, and still carrying scars from a fractured childhood. Mira doesn't trust easily, but when she fights, it's like watching a blade dance. Zoe is the chaos gremlin, short, cheerful, and obsessed with snacks and longboards. But the moment she hits the stage, boom, intensity, swagger, rage. She raps like she's been possessed, and that's because sometimes she is. Every layer of these girls had to be animated differently. One animator joked, "It was like building 3 different films inside one. We weren't just animating idols, we were animating secrets." But let's talk about the elephant in the K-pop room, Rumi and Jennie. In early interviews, Maggie Kang casually mentioned that Rumi, the poised and tortured leader of Huntrix, was visually inspired by Jennie from BLACKPINK. You know, the global it girl, the face of Chanel, one of the most dissected fashion icons in K-pop history. Instantly, fans started comparing screenshots, compiling threads, and drawing parallels. The walk, one user wrote. It's the walk. She has Jennie's walk. But just as fast as the comparison blew up, the studio backtracked. Suddenly, the official word was, Rumi is a composite inspired by multiple idols. The fandom wasn't buying it. Some fans theorized that the retraction was to avoid legal issues or backlash from overzealous fandoms. Others think Sony just didn't want the film labeled as Jennie, the Animated Series. Either way, it was too late. The resemblance was there. In the styling, the attitude, even the subtleties in animation. Rumi's stage presence mirrors Jennie's intensity. Her eyes are calm storms. Her choreography is sharp but never frantic. She owns silence. And honestly, whether it was intentional or not, the Jennie influence gave Rumi something extra. A cultural shorthand, a layer of recognition without ever saying her name. Now, let's dive into the visuals. Because this movie doesn't just look good, it looks intentional. Sony Pictures Animation had just come off the wild success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, a film that redefined what stylized animation could look like. Everyone expected K-pop Demon Hunters to follow that same 2D, 3D hybrid trend. But Kang and Applehens said no. Instead, they created a new aesthetic lane, one that felt like a collision of K-drama cinematography, anime exaggeration, and glossy editorial fashion. The lighting? Modeled after Korean dramas, where every cheekbone glows like it's backlit by the moon. The facial expressions? Stretchy, over the top, and sometimes outright cartoony. A deliberate choice that allowed characters to shift between glamour and comedy without losing emotional impact. One of the animators described it as photographic chaos. Another said, "We built a facial rig where the mouth could do things it technically shouldn't, but it had to, because that's how K-pop feels." You could go from slow-motion eyeliner close-up to a full-on meme face in 5 frames. And somehow, it worked. Now, the Saja Boys. Where do we even start? They're everything your bias list fears. Tall, charming, shirt-ripping demon princes who sing like angels and destroy like beasts. But don't let the pastel crop tops fool you. These boys are deadly. The Saja Boys were inspired by a mashup of real K-pop archetypes. The mysterious visual, the soft-spoken romantic, the chaotic maknae, the fan-favorite heartthrob. Their names? Abby, Romance, Mystery, Baby, and Jinu, the brooding leader. But it goes deeper. The name Saja means lion in Korean, symbolizing pride, beauty, and strength. But it's also short for Joseung Saja, the grim reapers of Korean folklore who guide souls to the afterlife. That's not just clever wordplay, it's narrative design. Even their outfits tell a story. In their debut, they wear bubblegum colors and soft fabrics. But as the film progresses, and their demonic truth is revealed, they morph into traditional Korean reaper attire. Black hanbok, wide hats, and glowing eyes. It's not just fashion, it's foreshadowing. But the biggest risk of all? The music. K-pop isn't just catchy, it's precision engineered. Every note, beat, and breath has to hit like a sniper shot. And this film doesn't just use K-pop as flavor, it uses it as structure, as soul. Music director Ian Eisendrath and a rotating team of writers worked hand in hand with the animation crew. They didn't just drop in songs after the scenes were done. They wrote with the story, changing lyrics, shifting tempos, even altering vocal tones to match each character's emotional arc. How it's done, the explosive intro, mimics the debut energy of a group like BLACKPINK or ITZY, with fast choreography, fierce rap verses, and a diva-powered bridge. Golden is a soft, glittering anthem of longing, designed to reflect Rumi's desperation to be free of her hidden curse. Then there's Your Idol, a song so dark the team literally called it the Black Hat song during early stages. It was meant to sound addictive, like a lullaby laced with poison. Its lyrics? A warning masked as devotion. "We wanted people to sing along to the villainy," said one writer. "That's what makes it scary." The finale of K-pop Demon Hunters isn't just a concert scene. It's a spiritual uprising. It starts quietly. Rumi steps onto the stage, stripped of glam, stripped of makeup, stripped of illusion. And then she sings. But this time, it's not choreography, it's not polished pop. It's real, it's raw. Her voice is strained, imperfect, and alive. This is what it sounds like becomes her rebirth. The stage lights flicker, the demon realm quakes, and across the world people begin to feel something shift inside them. One by one, souls trapped by lies, fame, and darkness begin to awaken. Their voices rise, quietly at first, and then louder, until the whole world is singing with her. This isn't just about demons, it's about truth. The film's final chorus becomes a literal wave of authenticity, washing away the filtered personas, the fake smiles, the auto-tuned perfection. Rumi is no longer an idol, she's a mirror, and everyone watching sees themselves reflected in her. Animation director Josh Beveridge said, "That last song was technically the hardest thing we animated, because we weren't animating a concert. We were animating a soul being set free." But not everyone celebrated the film's soul. Behind the glitter and praise, Maggie Kang faced a wave of criticism, particularly from members of her own community. Some accused the film of being too K-pop. Others said it wasn't Korean enough. Some even accused her of distorting sacred traditions for box office appeal. "It was overwhelming," Kang admitted. "When you're from a marginalized group, people expect you to speak for the entire group, but all I could do was speak from my own truth." That's what gives the film its emotional bite. It doesn't claim to be a perfect representation. It doesn't try to sanitize, universalize, or explain itself. It's messy, loud, sentimental, haunted. Just like the culture that shaped it. Kang's takeaway? We need more films about every culture, not just one film that's supposed to represent everything. Still, even with the cultural pressure, fans were obsessed with the details. Posters of real K-pop groups like Twice and Meow litter the background. There's merch inspired by New Jeans. An animated version of the ISAC, Idol Athletics Competition, fully storyboarded, was cut at the last second because the execs didn't think international audiences would get it. But fans did get it. They noticed every small thing, like how Rumi's golden outfit slowly falls apart throughout the film, mirroring her crumbling desire for perfection, or how the villain's theme song, Your Idol, is filled with double meanings about manipulation and control. Or how Mira's fight choreography is based on real traditional Korean dance, merged with martial arts. And then there's Derpy and Sussy, a tiger and magpie duo designed after traditional Minhwa paintings. They appear in quiet moments, offering comic relief and cultural nods. But if you blink, you'll miss them. Everything in this movie has layers. And now, the question every fan is still asking, will there be a sequel? Officially, Sony hasn't confirmed anything. But Maggie Kang has teased in multiple interviews that the world of K-pop Demon Hunters isn't finished. There are character arcs that were only half explored, visual references that hint at deeper lore, even unused outfits, like the Hanbok-inspired battle suits, that were fully designed but never made it to the final cut. Fans have begged for side stories, a Saja Boys prequel, a Zoe solo spin-off, a deep dive into Mira's childhood. There's demand, there's momentum. All that's left is a green light. But Kang has said one thing clearly. If there is a sequel, it'll go darker, weirder, and even more personal. And honestly, we're ready for it. So what do you think? Would you sign your soul to a K-pop company if it meant saving the world by night? Or would you rather be a mysterious rival with purple bangs, a tragic past, and a fan base that would follow you straight into hell? Drop your favorite Huntrix member in the comments and tell us which Saja Boy is secretly your bias. No judgment here. And hey, if you liked this video, show it some love. Tap that like button. Share it with a fellow K-pop stan. Subscribe for more behind-the-scenes breakdowns, hidden Easter eggs, and everything the mainstream media missed. You've been watching K-Sweeper, where the truth wears eyeliner and dances in perfect synchronization. Until next time, keep your stage lights bright and your secrets darker.